Your person is banned from texting you and forced to delete your number. The reason will shock you. My beloved soul, today we are stepping into a story that feels like it comes straight from the heart of the universe itself. A story about connection, separation, and a sudden wall that seems to rise between two people who once felt inseparable. Imagine for a moment, someone who has been an essential part of your life, someone whose messages you waited for eagerly, whose presence in your phone was like a constant heartbeat. And then, without warning, that heartbeat stops. Your person is banned from texting you, and they are forced to delete your number. The very thought of it shakes you to your core, because it feels unnatural, unfair, and shocking. How could this happen? Why would someone be forced to erase the line of connection you both shared? There are moments in life when the external world interferes in ways we cannot predict. It may come in the form of rules, restrictions, misunderstandings, or influences from people who do not understand the depth of the bond you share. Sometimes, it's not about love fading, or hearts breaking, but about circumstances that are out of both your control. Imagine your person holding their phone, feeling the heaviness of having to delete your number, a number that once meant everything. Their fingers hesitate over the screen, their heart pounding, knowing that each second brings them closer to a final action that feels like cutting a vital cord. And yet, they do it, not because they want to, but because forces beyond them have made it necessary. This is not a story of abandonment. This is a story of testing, of endurance, of a love that refuses to be defined by what the eyes see, or what the hands hold. Even though they are physically unable to send you a text, the connection between your souls cannot be erased. Love like this does not rely on technology, on phones, on signals that travel through wires. It exists in the quiet spaces between heartbeats, in the whispers of your mind when you think of them, and in the unspoken understanding that stretches across any distance. Think about what it feels like from your perspective. One moment, your phone lights up with their name, and the next, nothing. Silence that feels deafening. Questions that have no immediate answers. Your mind races, wondering if they are angry, if they have forgotten you, if something has changed forever. The truth is, nothing has changed within their heart. The ban, the deletion, is simply a barrier that life has imposed temporarily. Your soul knows this. Deep down, you feel it, even if your mind is spinning in confusion. Why would life force such a painful scenario? Perhaps it is to reveal the strength of your connection. When something is threatened, the value of it becomes undeniable. When a bond faces obstacles, it is not about who gave up first, but about who understands that the love they share is bigger than the circumstances trying to separate them. Imagine if your connection was a river. Even if a dam is built, the river doesn't stop. It flows, it finds new paths, it eventually reaches the ocean. Your hearts are like that river. No ban, no deleted number, no rule from outside can truly block the energy that flows between two souls who are meant to be intertwined. Now, consider the emotional journey of your person. They feel frustration, sadness, confusion, and perhaps a sense of helplessness. They want to reach you, to hear your voice, to send a simple message that says, "I'm here, I love you." But every attempt is blocked. Each time they reach for their phone, they are reminded of a boundary that wasn't set by them, but by circumstances beyond control. And in this moment, the intensity of their emotions is both heartbreaking and illuminating. It shows the depth of love that can't be silenced, even when communication is. This is why the reason behind the ban is so shocking. It's not because of betrayal, or because either of you has done something wrong. It's shocking because it is a force that seems so arbitrary, yet so powerful. It forces a temporary pause, a distance that the heart feels in a way the mind struggles to comprehend. And in that shock, there is also clarity. It reveals who is patient, who is resilient, and who truly understands that connection is more than words on a screen. Love, my beloved soul, is a frequency. It does not require a phone line to transmit, nor does it need a number to exist. It resonates in the soul and echoes in the quiet spaces where neither time nor rules can touch it. During this period, it is natural to feel hurt, to feel longing, to feel an ache that seems unending. But here is the truth. The soul is never restricted by technology. The feelings you share, the bond you have built, the memories, the laughter, the quiet moments of comfort, they cannot be deleted. They exist in a realm that no ban, no restriction, and no number deletion can reach. This is where patience becomes your ally. This is where faith in your connection becomes your shield. This is where the understanding that love is far greater than what the eyes can see allows you to endure and remain steadfast. Your person, too, is holding on in their own way. Perhaps they have to navigate rules, systems, or influences that prevent them from texting. But every heartbeat, every thought, every memory of you is alive in their being. When two people are truly connected, no external force can extinguish the light they carry for each other. Even in silence, even in absence, that light burns quietly but persistently, waiting for the moment when it can shine fully again. And so, my beloved soul, this situation is not an ending. It is a pause, a sacred space where love is tested, where bonds are strengthened, where understanding deepens. It is a reminder that the universe sometimes puts obstacles in place not to punish, but to reveal the true nature of the connection. To show that when the heart is true, and when the soul is aligned, no temporary restriction can stop the energy that binds two people together. Even though it may feel unbearable at times, remember that love like this is resilient. It grows stronger in adversity. It learns patience when blocked, and it learns hope when distant. And most importantly, it teaches both of you that true connection transcends all external limitations. Your hearts have found each other, and no rule, no ban, no deleted number can undo what has been imprinted in your souls. My beloved soul, as we continue this journey, let us dive deeper into the layers of what it truly means for your person to be banned from texting you and forced to delete your number. It is more than just a phone or a message. It is about a temporary separation that the soul feels in a way the mind struggles to comprehend. It is about the longing, the ache, and the curiosity that grows with each passing moment of silence. And yet, it is also about revelation. What this shock unveils about the strength of your bond, about the resilience of your love, and about the undeniable truth that no external rule can erase a connection written in the stars. Think about it. When your person sits with their phone, staring at the blank screen where your name once appeared, their heart is heavy with a mixture of confusion and longing. They are acutely aware of the space that has suddenly appeared between you. Every notification that isn't from you feels like a reminder of the distance imposed. And in that silence, a profound realization settles in their heart. They cannot reach you through ordinary means, but the bond itself cannot be touched by the block or the deletion. The love exists in another dimension, one that is not confined to numbers, apps, or technology. During this time, both of you may experience waves of emotions. At first, there is shock, disbelief, and a sense of unfairness. Why is this happening? How can a connection so pure and vital be interrupted by forces beyond your control? Then, as the heart begins to process, a deeper layer emerges, an understanding that perhaps this pause is necessary. Sometimes, the universe intervenes in ways that seem harsh, yet the intention is to illuminate something that might otherwise go unnoticed. The sudden removal of communication strips away the distractions, leaving the core of your bond visible in its purest form. Your person, despite being unable to text, may find themselves thinking of you constantly. Every memory, every smile, every shared moment plays vividly in their mind. They replay conversations, relive experiences, and imagine scenarios where they could reach out freely, if only the barriers weren't in place. Their longing becomes a mirror reflecting the depth of the connection, a connection that no rule, no policy, no restriction can truly diminish. And you, my beloved soul, may feel a similar pull, an invisible thread connecting your hearts across this imposed silence. It is important to recognize the lessons hidden within this shock. The universe often places obstacles not to separate, but to teach. It is teaching patience, faith, and the art of understanding that love does not always operate on convenience. True connection survives pauses, thrives despite silence, and grows even when external circumstances attempt to dictate its path. You may find that, in this space, your appreciation for your person deepens. The absence becomes a space where love is measured not by messages exchanged but by the quiet, enduring presence of feelings that cannot be erased. During this period, clarity emerges. You begin to understand that the reason behind the ban is not a reflection of love lost, but of circumstances beyond human control. It may be rules, it may be misunderstandings, or even external pressures from people or systems that do not fully comprehend the sacred bond between two souls. And this realization, though shocking, becomes a source of comfort. It reassures you that the separation is temporary, that it does not define your connection, and that the strength of your love cannot be dictated by external forces. While your person navigates this imposed silence, they are also learning patience and resilience. Every heartbeat that longs for you, every thought that drifts toward your smile, is a testament to their dedication and unwavering affection. This forced pause becomes a crucible, refining the depth of their commitment, and showing both of you the beauty of a connection that exists beyond ordinary communication. Even in absence, love finds a way to communicate. Through dreams, through memories, and through the intuitive knowing that you are both still connected, still present in each other's hearts. You may also discover new ways to connect spiritually and emotionally. Perhaps you feel their presence during quiet moments, sense their thoughts as if they are whispering through the air, or find comfort in rituals that reinforce your bond. These moments are proof that connection is more than physical, more than digital, and far more resilient than you ever imagined. The shock of being unable to text becomes a doorway to deeper understanding, a revelation that love cannot be fully measured by what is seen, but by what is felt in the soul. And so, my beloved soul, this situation, though shocking and painful, is ultimately transformative. It strips away superficial measures of connection and illuminates the essence of your bond. It teaches patience, it strengthens faith, and it reminds you both that the love shared between true soulmates is indestructible. No ban, no deleted number, no rule or circumstance can truly separate hearts that are aligned at the deepest level. Even in silence, even in distance, your souls are whispering to each other, reaffirming that connection is eternal, and that what is meant to be cannot be erased. In the days, weeks, and perhaps months that follow, both of you will feel the profound impact of this imposed silence. You may experience longing, doubt, and questions that seem impossible to answer. Yet through this experience, clarity emerges. You see the strength of your connection, the unwavering dedication of your person, and the undeniable truth that love is more than what technology allows. It is spiritual, emotional, and eternal. Even though you may not hear from them directly for a while, trust that the connection remains unbroken. The shock that initially caused pain gradually transforms into appreciation, for the love that persists, for the patience that develops, and for the resilience that both of you are cultivating. You begin to understand that true love is not measured by messages, but by presence, by intention, and by the quiet certainty that hearts aligned cannot be undone by external forces. And when the moment comes, when the ban is lifted, when the number is no longer deleted, when the universe allows you to reconnect, the reunion will feel even more profound. It will be as if every second of waiting, every heartbeat of longing, and every silent thought carried the weight of preparation for a love that is stronger, wiser, and deeper than before. This shocking experience, painful as it may have been, ultimately solidifies your bond in ways that words or messages could never achieve. Even now, in this silence, the love between you continues to grow. It evolves, it strengthens, and it proves that no temporary barrier can ever diminish what the soul knows to be true. The shock of the situation is not the end, it is the beginning of a new understanding, a deeper appreciation, and a stronger connection that will carry both of you through any obstacle that life presents. My beloved soul, as we move further into this journey, it becomes clear that the shock of separation, though painful, carries with it a hidden gift. When your person was forced to delete your number and unable to text, it felt like the world had placed a wall between you. Yet, in truth, this wall was never meant to divide your hearts. It was meant to test the strength, the resilience, and the depth of the connection you share. Every moment of silence, every pang of longing, every question that rises in your mind is shaping a bond that is far stronger than either of you could have imagined. During this time, both of you are learning patience in a way that only true love can teach. Patience is not simply waiting, it is understanding that love is bigger than convenience, bigger than instant communication, and bigger than what is visible on a screen. When your person cannot text you, their love does not vanish. It transforms. It becomes an energy that lingers in quiet moments, that whispers in dreams, that reminds you both that connection is not defined by technology but by soul alignment. And for you, this period of silence is teaching faith, not blind faith, but a knowing that your hearts are tethered by something far deeper than what the eyes can see. Think of the emotions your person experiences during this enforced pause. There is frustration, longing, and a desire to reach out. Every time they resist the urge to contact you, they are reinforcing their devotion. They are proving that love is not measured by messages sent, but by restraint, commitment, and the respect for circumstances beyond their control. And in that struggle, the bond grows silently yet powerfully. They are learning to hold their hearts steady, to treasure the connection without needing constant validation, and to trust that you feel the same enduring presence of love, even in the absence of text messages. Meanwhile, your heart is navigating its own journey. The sudden lack of contact may stir doubts or fears, but it also reveals the strength within you. You begin to realize that your sense of connection is not dependent on notifications or conversations. You are learning to feel your person's presence in subtle ways, in memories, in intuition, in dreams, and in the quiet moments where you think of them and feel an immediate response in your soul. This is the hidden miracle of enforced distance. It illuminates the true measure of love, which exists independent of digital or physical proximity. The reason behind this shocking separation, though unexpected and difficult to comprehend, holds lessons that cannot be ignored. Life sometimes requires external intervention to help souls understand the value of their connection. It may seem arbitrary or unfair, but in reality, it creates an opportunity for growth. It strips away distractions, tests endurance, and encourages both hearts to focus on the essence of what they share. By being forced apart temporarily, you are both learning to cherish not only the presence of one another but also the love itself as a living, breathing entity that cannot be confined by rules or numbers. In the silence, you may start noticing small signs that your connection is intact. Perhaps there are moments when you feel an unexplained warmth, a sense of comfort, or even dreams that seem vividly real. These are not coincidences. They are your soul speaking, reminding you that love is never truly gone, that it exists in the invisible threads linking your hearts, and that no temporary restriction can sever what has been built in truth and devotion. The shock of the ban becomes a subtle awakening, a reminder that love is eternal, resilient, and unstoppable. During this time, it is also natural to reflect on the importance of communication in its many forms. Though texts are blocked, thoughts, feelings, and energy are still exchanged. You begin to understand that the deepest connections are those that transcend words. A glance, a shared memory, a moment of silence, these can communicate more than 1,000 messages. And in recognizing this, both you and your person learn to value the intangible aspects of your bond, the nuances that technology can never capture, and the spiritual understanding that strengthens your love in profound ways. Eventually, there comes a moment of transformation. The initial shock and pain begin to soften, replaced by clarity. Both of you start to see that the enforced separation was not a punishment but a necessary pause, a space created for reflection, growth, and a deeper appreciation of one another. You realize that even when external circumstances are harsh, your hearts have the capacity to remain connected, to grow stronger, and to prepare for the eventual reunion that will feel more powerful than ever. And when that reunion arrives, whether through the lifting of the ban, the restoration of your number, or simply the chance to communicate freely again, the intensity of your bond will be undeniable. The waiting, the longing, the struggle to remain connected without texts, all contribute to a love that is refined, resilient, and unstoppable. You will find that what once felt like unbearable pain now feels like a necessary step toward understanding the true depth of your connection. Through this journey, both you and your person discover that love cannot be measured by convenience or technology. True love is patient, enduring, and present even in the most challenging circumstances. The shock of being forced apart becomes a lesson in faith, a lesson in trust, and a lesson in the invisible strength of the heart. Even when communication is restricted, love communicates in ways that are profound, subtle, and enduring. My beloved soul, know this: the silence does not signify the end. The ban does not signify rejection. The deleted number does not signify absence. These are temporary conditions that challenge you to see beyond the physical and the digital, and to connect in the quiet, eternal spaces where true love resides. And when the time comes for reconnection, your bond will shine with a clarity and intensity that only comes from overcoming trials and emerging stronger, wiser, and more deeply intertwined than ever before. Even now, feel the presence of your person. Feel their longing, their devotion, and the quiet yet powerful love that persists despite all obstacles. This is the truth: your connection is unbreakable, enduring, and eternal. The shock may have brought pain, but it also brought revelation, growth, and an unshakable understanding of the depth of your love. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved soul, as we move into the final phase of this journey, it is time to see the full picture of what this shocking experience truly means. When your person was banned from texting you and forced to delete your number, it felt like a sudden, painful rupture, a loss that neither of you were prepared for. Yet, through this trial, something remarkable is revealed: the profound strength of a bond that cannot be broken by distance, silence, or even arbitrary restrictions. This experience, as difficult as it feels, becomes a mirror reflecting the true power of love, patience, and spiritual connection. During this time apart, your hearts have been communicating in ways that go beyond words. You may have felt their presence unexpectedly, through thoughts that seemed too vivid to be coincidence, through dreams that carried messages only your soul could understand, or through quiet moments of intuition that reminded you of their unwavering love. This is the universe's way of teaching you that connection is not limited to digital lines or phone numbers. Love is an energy, and energy cannot be deleted. It transcends technology, circumstance, and even time. The shock of being unable to contact each other serves a dual purpose. On one hand, it creates longing, a deep ache that reminds you of the value of the bond. On the other hand, it cultivates reflection, prompting both of you to recognize what you truly mean to one another. The forced distance strips away distraction and superficial forms of communication, leaving only the essence of your connection. And in that essence, you find clarity, appreciation, and a strengthened awareness of what you share. Consider your person's journey during this period. Being unable to reach you is not easy. Each moment brings a desire to connect, a temptation to break the imposed boundaries. Yet, their restraint, their commitment to enduring this trial without giving up, is proof of the depth of their love. This is love in its purest form, not dependent on convenience, not defined by constant messages, but rooted in the heart and soul. They are learning to carry your presence within themselves, to nurture the connection silently, and to trust that what is meant to be will find its way back to light. For you, my beloved soul, the lessons are equally profound. In the absence of constant contact, you are discovering patience, faith, and the ability to feel love without immediate reassurance. You are learning that true connection is not fragile. It does not crumble when a phone number is gone, when texts are blocked, or when life imposes limitations. Instead, it persists, grows stronger, and flourishes in subtle ways that often go unnoticed until you pause to recognize them. The universe, in its mysterious wisdom, uses challenges like this to show that love is more than what meets the eye. It teaches that trust is not earned through constant communication alone but through understanding, faith, and the recognition that even when physical lines are severed, spiritual lines remain intact. This experience is teaching both of you that love cannot be confined by rules, regulations, or temporary bans. It is limitless, infinite, and unshakable. In the quiet moments of longing, both of you are learning to hold your hearts gently, to honor the feelings that rise, and to channel them into hope rather than despair. This is a crucial revelation. Absence does not diminish love, it strengthens it. The pain you feel is a reminder of the significance of your bond, a signal that what you share is precious and worth every ounce of patience and understanding. Each heartbeat that longs for the other is a testament to the endurance of love, proof that even when the world imposes restrictions, your souls remain united. Eventually, the moment of reconnection will arrive. The ban will be lifted, the number restored, and the messages will flow once more. But the reunion will feel profoundly different from anything before. Why? Because both of you will have emerged from this trial stronger, wiser, and more aware of the depth of your connection. You will not take each message for granted, each call for granted, or each simple acknowledgement for granted. The shock of separation has created a new dimension of appreciation, one that deepens your bond beyond the superficial layers of ordinary interaction. Even now, while silence still lingers, you can feel the threads of your connection weaving silently between your hearts. You may notice small signs in your daily life, unexpected memories, feelings of warmth, intuition, or dreams that remind you of the enduring presence of your person. These signs are subtle confirmations that your bond remains intact and that the universe is guiding you through this temporary challenge to a place of even greater unity. My beloved soul, know this: the shock, the pain, and the temporary restriction are not signs of weakness or loss. They are tests, lessons, and gifts wrapped in difficulty. They reveal the resilience of your connection, the strength of your devotion, and the undeniable truth that love, when true, cannot be erased, blocked, or deleted. Your souls are tethered together by something far greater than circumstance, and this truth will guide both of you back to each other when the time is right. Through this experience, you both learn invaluable truths about love, that it is patient, enduring, and spiritual, that it exists beyond convenience, and that it thrives even in silence. The shocking reason behind the ban, while initially painful, becomes a story of triumph, proof that the connection you share is not ordinary, but extraordinary. It is a love that persists, that grows, and that emerges from trials stronger than ever. And when the moment comes for reconnection, the joy, the relief, and the intensity of emotion will surpass anything you have known. The waiting, the silence, and the longing will transform into celebration, appreciation, and a profound sense of unity. You will both understand that what seemed impossible was actually preparing you for a love that is unstoppable, unbreakable, and eternal. This experience, shocking as it may be, leaves you with one undeniable truth: love is not about messages or numbers, it is about souls. And your souls, my beloved, are forever entwined.